I'm an average dude.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back, episode 9.
Episode 9, we got Jam back.
I'm back. You know, I'm ready to attack, and that's what I do. I'm a little throw a little rap in there, but hey, I'm white. Don't judge me.
Wrap it up, dude.
I can't.
8 Mile.
That's all I got. That's all I got. I'm back.
Fair. So episode 9. Let's start things off with who is your number 9. I'll let you go first.
Okay, so mine's pretty basic. I only got a couple clues because I kind of want to make it hard. Because if I give out too many clues, he might get it really, really fast. So,
yeah.
Probably going to retire this year.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. No, he played at Purdue University.
Yep, we're there.
He was a quarterback.
Yeah.
He has a birthmark on his cheek. I believe it's a birthmark.
Yeah, he's got a birthmark.
Who am I?
Man, you are
It's tough. I know.
hopefully not going to retire this year.
Okay.
Because you still got that far. But Drew Brees.
Yes.
You're Drew Brees.
Correct.
That's a fair number 9. And I had 2 ready just in case you took one of mine. But you should probably get mine pretty quickly too. NFL quarterback, no longer because he is retired, but signed as an undrafted free agent.
Okay.
Highest passer rating of any NFL quarterback who hasn't won a Super Bowl all time.
Okay.
Cowboys all-time leader in pass touchdowns, pass yards, and passer rating.
Okay, I think I know who this is.
Go for it.
Number 9, right?
Number 9, number 1 in your hearts.
I think there's a restaurant that has his last name on it.
Yeah, you're there.
Is it Tony?
Tony
Romo. Tony Romo?
Yeah, and one of my favorite Cowboys of all time, this fool played hide-and-go-seek tag for his bachelor party at his birthday party.
Nice.
So
Tony seems like a good dude. Like, I would like to hang out with Tony.
he seems like a good hang. He
You know,
golfs.
when we were talking about, like, hey, who do we want to hang out with?
He'd be a good hang.
He'd be a good guy hanging out.
Mhm.
Top 5.
Yeah,
Easily.
and watching the game with him, that'd be the only annoying part. He's going to be like, here's what they're doing. It's like, dude, shut up.
Yeah, it's like Romo.
Let me figure it out.
Why didn't you do it?
He's like 38-12. It's like, gosh dang it. We don't have to watch the game now.
It's like he's calling Patrick Mahomes plays, but it's like, why couldn't you do that for the Cowboys?
Yeah, you need to come back and do defense
Maybe you should hold a place kick ball a little better.
Dang, that's dirty.
I know,
You're
dude,
bringing
sorry.
that back up.
I'll never forget it.
Romo has my heart.
I'll never
man.
forget it.
I lived through the Quincy Carter days so I could get to the Tony Romo days.
Quincy Carter / Chad Hutchinson. Come on.
When we were trying to be like, we'll get 80-year-old Drew Bledsoe in here too. Yeah, it was all bad. Bringing us in, we've kind of been like dry on the YouTube comments, when we took that little break. Even though we didn't take a break, it just technical difficulties.
It was technical difficulties, malfunction, errors.
It was Eddie's bad luck. That's what it was.
Pretty much.
But we're back. So drop some comments, drop some love, subscribe, tell your friend, tell your neighbor.
Show some love, guys.
Show some love.
That's all we want is some love. Sorry, I'm eating a chocolate chip cookie.
Down on them cookies,
Hey, man, don't judge me, all right?
No one's judging you.
I'm trying to get my summer body ready.
We're coming up on our second bracket, our second little head-to-head pool we want to do. And for these, like, we just put them in Jan category versus Kyle category to have a head-to-head at the end. But it's not really about, like, who's side. Even though I'm up 1-0, it's not really about who's up, It's more about just
it's not about who's winning,
it's more about
it's about who's winning, all right?
It's not about who's winning, but I am winning. We're not keeping score, but the score is 1-0. All right, so Jen, best football movie all time. What's your number 1 pick? What do you want for your number 1?
Number 1, I'm going to go Remember the Titans.
That's a great pick. That's what my number 1 pick would have been. So let me put Remember the Titans in there for Jen.
Got to get my boy Denzel, the equalizer.
Team? What team? Nah, I'm going to do this for me. All right, so my number 1 pick, I'm going to go a little different route. I'm going to go a little more gritty since you're going to Remember the Titans, more like Disney love story. Put him in, coach. He's getting beat one-on-one. I'm going with The Program. I don't know if you remember that.
Yes, I know The Program.
Really great movie, really raw, and
it's kind of how college probably would have been with a guy that, is just roided out of his mind.
Just roided it out of his mind. And if you're some of these movies you're going to hear today, you might not have seen before. If you haven't seen them, I'm advising you guys to
The
check
Program's
them out.
really good.
Program's really good. And maybe a low budget movie, but
it was good.
It's so good, intense.
The running back had to hold the ball throughout class and everything.
Dude,
that was great.
So we actually had that at East for a quick minute, and then we got in trouble doing it because
was I there?
I can't remember if it was with you guys.
Because it was for Andre, wasn't it?
I can't remember who was holding the ball or
I think
what
it was
went
Andre.
with it, but it lasted one day, and we were already in trouble and couldn't do that thing anymore. So Yeah.
For future reference, you guys should do that at school.
Yes.
Whenever you get to go
Check
back.
that scene out where he has to carry the football the whole time and he can't fumble it. And like the rest of if anyone else brings the football to practice, he's in trouble and has to run.
Yeah.
So the whole day, everyone's messing with him, trying to get him to lose.
I like that one.
All right, your number 2 pick, Jen.
Then my number 2 pick is I'm going to go with Friday Night Lights.
Friday Night Lights.
Put Booby in. Put him in.
Put Booby in if you want to win. Or is it put Bobby in if you want to win?
No.
No?
Put Bobby in if you want to lose.
Okay, so, I mean, remember the Titans to me is the clear number 1 choice, but there's going to be so many on here that I think are going to have a chance to upset it. I'm taking my number 2 is going to be Varsity Blues.
Good one.
And if I could do my one-liner for Varsity Blues, it would be, she broke my heart, so I broke her jaw. Yes, sir.
Good one. Billy Bob.
Billy Bob. And running the oop-de-oop play. Some brilliant play calling in that movie.
That was.
You were on your number 3 seed.
So my number 3 is kind of a good one. I don't know. It's just because maybe I wish they would have this and we could do it and we make a team and just have fun with it. The Replacements.
I was like, is there a flag football movie where a bunch of guys are like the bench warmers? Bench warmers for football? The Replacements. That's a good 3. I like that.
Keanu,
really
Joe Flacco.
Come
on.
Winners want the ball at the end.
Hey, have you guys noticed Jan's fantasy team, the Replacements?
Are they?
You put Flacco in to the Cowboys offense this year, we're probably in the Super Bowl.
I mean,
easily.
Yeah. I just want those linebackers, the prisoner and the SWAT guy.
Yeah.
I want those guys. So my next pick for my 3 seed is going to be the movie Draft Day with Kevin Costner.
Interesting.
Football is what the movie's about. Obviously, it's more about the draft day, but it gives me a different feel for my bracket, and I really like the movie too. So there we go, Draft Day. Chadwick Boseman's in it, Black Panther, R.I.P. So
R.I.P.
Give Draft Day a little vote. Give it a little love. You're on 4.
I like Draft Day. It was all right.
It was good.
I like Kevin Costner Yellowstone a little better, but hey, it's cool. No one's judging. Number 4, I'm gonna go with, just because I got to give my boy some Bobby Boucher. I'm going with the Waterboy.
There it is. It's on my list on there somewhere. So Waterboy.
Those are classic. That's a classic one, right? I feel like.
Mama said that's a classic one. Okay. 4. Like you're going haha funny classic. I'm going like Brian's Song classic. I don't know if you've seen it.
Brian's Song.
I
thought you were like saying the guy named like Brian sing a song and he was. That's what.
No. I know what you're talking about. No, not that guy. Brian's Song is the movie about the Bears running back. I can't remember the fullback's name, but I want to say Gale Sayers, but it's about the whole heart problem and all. Really good movie. Check out Brian's Song. I should have come better with prepared to explain that, so my bad.
Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about.
You're like, gotcha. Moving on.
So my 5th one is I'm gonna go with The Blind Side.
Oh, one of my least favorite movies. That wasn't even on my
I thought it was good, dude. Come on, give Michael Orr some credit.
For one, it was more about Sandra Baldwin. Is that her?
Sandra Bullock.
Sandra Bullock, man. I didn't want to keep watching her in that role. She was annoying as heck.
Really?
And then the books,
she did really good.
The book's more about Tim McGraw, the dad, being influential.
Oh, gotcha.
But because Tim McGraw's not as good of an actor, they're like, hey, flip it. You run the Taco Bell. She runs Michael.
You run Taco Bell. I forgot about that.
All right, so number 5 for me is The Express. I don't know if you've seen that one. Yeah. Okay, so that one's really good too. Really good football on that one.
Bernie. No, what's the guy's name?
The guy following Jim Brown. I don't know.
It wasn't Gale Sayers. It was he was supposed to be just as good.
He was supposed to be as good as
Jim Brown.
Again, another person who died early, right?
As you guys see, Kyle's liking these ones that people have medical issues that are going on. Next one,
Brian's Song.
Concussions coming up on his list, you guys.
Brian's Song, I feel like I put up there because of what it is for the time wise. It's not one of my favorites, but I put it up there because it deserves to be up there. The Express, I really like the movie Express. That's a freaking great football movie. The way the dude runs is nice. But you up for your 6?
My 6, I'm gonna go with Rudy. I know you love Rudy, so
I can't believe
6.
I thought you loved Rudy more than a 6 seed, and we've already gone through 10 movies. So this is the 11th movie.
I'd probably have to, honestly, if I could probably go back, if you let me go back.
It would have been a higher seed?
It would be probably 5. Because I like Waterboy, The Replacements, Friday Night Lights, and Remember the Time.
Hey, well, Rudy's set up for an upset now. They got a chance. They got a chance. All right. So my number 6 seed is going to be Any Given Sunday with
Good
Al
one.
Pacino. Fun fact to this movie is when so Jamie Foxx and LL Cool J are in this movie. I want to say it was LL Cool J.
Is it T.O. in the movie?
No, I don't think so. He might be like a side actor, but he's not.
Yeah. No,
okay.
No.
But anyway, LL Cool J, this might have been in his first acting job, right?
Uh-huh.
And there's a scene where Jamie Foxx and LL Cool J are like beefing and they're fighting in the locker room. And then like Jamie Foxx talks about it and he's like I could tell this fool's getting mad. And I'm like, hey, yo, like we're acting right now. Either this fool's really mad or he's about to win an Oscar for his performance. Yeah. And then LL Cool J really punched him in the, like it's a real punch. Like there's a shower fight scene.
Uh-huh.
If you watch the movie, that's a real fight scene.
Yeah,
and the director left it in and everything.
Nice.
And all because LL Cool J really was getting mad because he wasn't ready to act yet. He's like, I'm not saying this to you, dog. My character is. 7 seed, Jen.
7. Out of the list that I see, I'm trying to think of different ones because I've never seen. I'll go The Longest Yard.
Okay, are we going remake Longest Yard or are we going OG Longest
Adam
Yard?
Sandler.
Adam Sandler Longest Yard. I don't think that one's as funny as the original, but it's fair. It's there. Longest Yard. Adam Sandler. Cool.
Will you teach me to play football?
The football. My number 7 seed. No, I'm saving it for my 8 seed. It probably won't win, but I'm saving it for my 8 seed. So my number 7 seed, I guess I'll have to go with another classic and go with the Little Giants.
Oh, dude. I mean, son of a gun.
It's going to have a round 1 against Varsity Blues, so I don't know. But Little Giants
is a classic.
It's a classic.
Man. It's
a classic.
Icebox, dude.
Icebox.
You can't forget about
But they beat the Cowboys, so that's why it needs to be 7. It can't be at the top.
You're right.
It should have been flip-flop. They should have been the Cowboys and the Giants.
I feel like I know your number 8. I haven't looked at it, but I feel like I know it.
You do.
So number 8 for me is, I guess I'll go We Are Marshall.
We Are Marshall. Right. So you're going We Are Marshall over Radio, over Gridiron Gang, over Game Plan, over Jerry Maguire. We Are Marshall?
Yeah.
All right. We Are Marshall.
I didn't like Game Plan.
The Rock. I thought it was cute.
The Rock now.
It was cute.
Stupid.
My number 8 seed, and yeah, I think you did know.
Is it North 40?
No, it's not.
No?
The Best of Times. So if you do not know The Best of Times, it is a Bakersfield football movie starring Kurt Russell and Robin Williams. If you don't know Best of Times,
I thought that was the North 40 one. No, is North 40 the one with the girl that's the coach?
I can't tell you what North 40 is. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But Best of Times is about Taft and Bakersfield High School. And the only thing they do is change the colors of the schools because they didn't have permission back then. But really good movie.
He puts on the white cleats, dude.
Puts on them white cleats. Finally catches the ball. Gotta watch that movie if you're from Bakersfield or from Taft and haven't seen it yet. It has Robin Williams and Kurt Russell.
I feel like I have this one in the bag. It's going to be tough to beat Remember the Titans.
That's why.
It's going to be tough.
There wasn't any that was like, ooh. Like, I mean, everyone knows Remember the Titans, Denzel. Like, that movie is iconic. It was one of the best, yeah. We'll see what happens. I'm going to take my shot at it, all right? So there's the bracket. Moving through it. I like your Remember the Titans pick, but, I got some sleepers. Varsity Blues. People might show up.
I think if you would have picked first, you probably would have picked Remember the Titans. So
that was
one of the first ones.
That was
so whoever got first pretty much got it.
Well, let's see about this. And actually, we haven't talked about this yet, Jen, but we haven't had an SOL wheel in a minute.
Oh, yeah.
So here's what I wanted to do with you. We have the NFL playoffs. Okay. There's 2 games on Sunday.
Okay.
I wanted you to pick one, and I'll pick one.
Okay.
If you lose both games, or if I lose both games, we have to spin the wheel.
Okay.
Okay? If it's a split, then no worries. But if someone loses both games, that other person has to spin the wheel.
Okay.
Or that person has to spin the wheel.
Sounds good.
Okay, so with that being said,
can we look at the injury report before we make this call?
Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let you pick any of the 4 teams first. Damn. And I'll pick the other game. So you could pick
I would be very confident in the
Chiefs.
The Chiefs versus the Bills.
So you're going Chiefs.
Hold on, I'm not done. I just gave my explanation.
Oh, come on, man. Follow your heart.
I'm trying. You know what?
Oh.
I'm going with the Chiefs.
Jan's going with the Chiefs. He's going to play.
He's got to play.
He's got to play.
Come on, Mahomes.
He got a little bumpy on his head. No big deal.
It's not he got – and they said so. I was listening to I think the Colin Cowherd one, and that Jay Glazer guy, I guess he's a USC guy too.
Yeah.
And so he was saying that the way that Patrick Mahomes' neck bent is what knocked him out. So I guess they say in UFC when you get choked out, you get choked out right here, right? And there's a certain point in your neck that if you squeeze hard enough, you get choked. That's how you get choked out.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking it probably wasn't a concussion. I think it's just kind of like how he just got choked out and he just was out for a little bit.
And that's what Kevin said too. So here's the crappiest thing.
Because he was running after within like what? Like probably shortly after he ran to the locker room.
I don't know. Okay. I saw none of that game.
Oh, really?
Fox has a streaming service. So I get Fox, NBC streaming service, ESPN. All these different channels have a streaming service, except CBS makes you pay for their own all by themselves with no other crap attached to it. So I didn't get to watch the Chiefs game.
Hulu, live TV.
Well, I got Hulu, but I don't have Hulu Live. That's an extra little shekel. So I didn't get to watch the Chiefs game. And I was like, you know what? They're going to kill him anyway. But they didn't.
They did. They were going to.
Okay. Well,
Mahomes
got hurt
every
in the
time
fourth,
Mahomes,
right?
every time Mahomes pretty much got the ball. I mean, he had the ball. They scored some points. It wasn't like they were stopping him. I should say.
I felt like, and it might not have been 22-6 at the first half, but I felt like they scored all their points in the first half.
Yeah, it was.
I could double look at it while you talk about a little bit of the game.
To me, it just looked like the Chiefs had it in dial. They had dialed in. Like
so
it
even
wasn't
even
like
if they weren't scoring,
it wasn't where they're scoring. It was like if they need to, it can be done, and they can't. They had nobody that could stop Tyreek Hill on their team.
So they scored 3 points in the second half.
Right. Well, I think Mahomes got hurt. What
in the fourth quarter?
In the fourth quarter.
So,
and that's when they came back, or that's when I think the Cleveland started coming back towards the end.
Cleveland outscored Kansas City 14-3 in the second half.
Second half.
And again, I didn't see it, but Kevin told me, he's like, it looked more like he got choked out.
That's what it was.
And that's what Glazer said. And that's what
he's saying
too.
Like as USC fighters and how he knows is there's something in your neck to where when they do squeeze really hard, you kind of just go to sleep. And he thinks that's what happened.
And they had to put him in concussion
and they had to push him because he got knocked out. So, and he was like, he's at limited practice right now. Going through the protocol. He's going to play. So I'm going to go with the Chiefs as my pick.
Okay. And you've been confident all year long. You would have taken the Chiefs over the field.
Yeah.
Okay. So that gives me the Bills. And I got to choose between the Buccaneers and Packers. And I want to take the home team.
Okay.
Buccaneers are a dangerous team. I don't think Antonio Brown is a cancer. I've never thought that. I've never said that.
Well, I'm just glad you're finally saying
I've never said it. You could actually rewind the tape.
I don't know why.
I've never said that. That's a lie. But I'll give you the Bucs, even though I think they have the better squad. I just think the cold. I think Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams might be too much, and the defense for the Packers is severely underrated this year.
Yeah, I agree. The cold thing I think is going to be the defense is going to be the issue. I mean, not issue, but I think it's going to be the thing that kind of jumps them over. But Tom Brady is from the cold. But that's
Brady and Gronk, and then I mean, as far as Mike Evans got. Other people haven't done this yet. Green Bay's about to be cold.
Yeah, it's going to be snowing.
Home field advantage is a real advantage when you go to Lambeau Field.
If the Buccaneers can do what they did last time, they played Aaron Rodgers,
and they can,
they're gonna easily win this game.
All right, so we'll see what happens. You need both red squads to win, so just continue rooting for red this week.
Mm-hmm.
Buccaneers pack. One of us are going to know. Like one of us are going to be sweating out the second game.
Yeah,
because that first
Who
game
plays
is
first?
Buccaneers and Pack play the morning game,
okay.
The noon game, and then the 3 o'clock.
Well, it'd be awesome if Bucks won. Then I'd be like, okay, Kyle's sweating right now.
Exactly, and that's what I'm hoping. The Packers just
jump in the pool.
Seal the deal for me. Josh Allen comes
freezing
home.
Cold again.
All right. So, any other of those games you want to talk about? We had the Rams play the Packers. Jalen Ramsey, no match for Devontae Adams.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like they didn't like Jalen. Did you see the clip that they were talking trash before the game?
I did.
Yeah, you saw that. Well, Jalen, and then you see him cry towards he's all, if he goes in motion, I can't get him.
It's true though.
Whose fault? Okay, but don't talk trash about it.
Here was the motion. I come across motion. So Jalen he came across dummy motion, then went all the way back.
Yeah.
And it's just like he can't guard that.
Right, and there's no one that can guard it. And,
yeah, exactly.
And so I felt bad because Aaron Donald didn't get to play much because he was hurt, and I don't know if that changes the game much.
You know what I'm realizing though, and he's in the trenches. I've never been in the trenches, so maybe I just don't know. He's a little dirty.
Oh yeah, dude.
I don't
think he's dirty. He's just physical. And
But after the play, like he was getting kind of manhandled by the guard,
Uh-huh.
and then all of a sudden afterwards he wants to start pushing. The guard
that's
didn't
how
do
he
anything
is. He
dirty on that play.
always plays like that though.
So
like,
that at
there's
the end
been
of the
times
game, I was
where-
like, go ahead and cry, dude. Like
there's been times where like he'll go run. I think it was a Seattle video back in the day.
he took the helmet,
yeah,
put
and
his
just
helmet on and ran back on the
Yeah, it
field.
was like, dude.
I saw that too. And so the more I'm seeing this, the more I'm like, are you Ndamukong Suh? Where at first I loved you because of how great you were, but now it's just like, I'm over you. Like you want to cry when it's not
like,
going your way.
Exactly. You want to try to fight people because you're getting blocked.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. The guy's he's the best defensive player in the league.
Aaron, if you're watching this by any chance, Jan was the one saying this stuff. I was just agreeing. Don't rewind it. That's what happened.
I mean, it is what it is. They can't. The Rams aren't going to go anywhere with Goff. Everyone knows it. McVay knows it. That's why they're trying to start this whole thing.
Now, yeah.
But they're stuck with them. So get over it. It is what it is, and that's just what it is. So,
what about Bills Ravens? I mean, can Lamar Jackson?
Lamar Jackson,
throw,
dude, he just can't. That's why he's not a top 8-10 quarterback.
He's
the league.
a top 8-10.
I mean, so I would put obviously
probably around that 8 or 10.
I would give Mahomes, Allen, Rodgers, Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Dak Prescott.
So okay, you're still putting Drew Brees ahead of Lamar Jackson right now?
Yeah.
I don't know if I would.
I mean, who's going to give you the best chance to win?
Drew Brees can't throw more than a 5-yard slant. Like
they're both can. We can.
Okay, but that was the Buccaneers. They were like, we're going to take away the slants, and we're going to put two deep safety. But I mean, like that's all they run so much slant and underneath stuff. Like,
but he's proven that he can do it. So
he's about to retire.
I'm gonna basically say if I have Lamar Jackson and Drew Brees right here, I'm gonna be like, I want Drew on my team.
Okay.
Sorry.
And if I'm creative enough of a play caller, I think I'd want to go with Lamar just because of what he brings to the offense. Obviously, he cannot throw that great.
He needs to do something, dude. Like, I get that they're going to run. They want to be a run-heavy offense, but when you're down, you can't be a run-heavy offense. You can be a run-heavy offense for a little bit, but that play action has to come out, and they basically said, we're going to let you beat – and they shut him down on the run before he got his concussion. I think he only had, 16 yards rushing or something like that. But
he had 34.
There's a lot of quarterbacks that I would
34.
I think I would take him. I would take Tannehill over Lamar Jackson.
I think Tannehill is the same thing as
I'd
Lamar.
Take Baker
the running
Mayfield.
game has to be working.
I don't know. I think Tannehill would throw a better ball. And
Probably.
I would take Baker Mayfield over him.
Okay, crazy. I think I'd rather have Lamar, but I definitely see the problem there. Chiefs, Browns, we touched on that. Saints, Buccaneers, we talked a lot about that. Unless there's more you want to talk about on any of those games. Nah, moving on. I'm so excited, though. Bucks and Packers. My wife's a Packer fan. My best friend's a Packer fan. My brother, Austin, who passed away, is a Packer fan. I'm rooting for the Packers.
Yep.
But Big O from back in the day, Justin Owens, he's a Buccaneer fan. I don't know too
many Buccaneer fans.
I don't know any Bills fans.
I don't know any Bills fans either.
Chiefs fans. And I told Billy, I was like, what a missed opportunity. Your name's Bill. Why'd you root for the 49ers?
And they were. Bills? And the thing is the Bills
in the 90s?
In the 90s, they were good.
They just couldn't beat the Cowboys.
Yeah, exactly. But not many teams can.
And then the Chiefs, so I'm rooting for an Ashley household other than me.
Honestly, I want Chiefs to win. I want Chiefs, Green Bay in the Super Bowl because I want Rodgers to go against Mahomes and just light it up.
Just everything throws.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, cool. Same thing. I'm in the same boat for family ties. HBO has put out this show, Tiger Woods documentary. They're long. I was thinking episodes were going to be 30 minutes.
An hour and a half.
Each episode's an hour and a half.
And they're good.
You know what?
Did you watch them?
So trying to be an average dude who could talk about a little bit of everything. And then we had a commenter saying, what do you guys think about the HBO Tiger Woods show? I saw that you watched it. So I'm like, dang it, I'll tune in. But I wasn't ready for how long it was. So I got about a little bit left in episode 1, and I haven't started episode 2 yet. What I've loved, and then I want you to jump into what you've liked about it. I don't know whether to praise the dad, loved it. I love the dad aspect of this show. It's bringing all that stuff of what we've always heard and everything to light about Tiger Woods' dad, Earl.
Yeah, Earl Woods.
Earl Woods,
but he wasn't the best figure.
He was and he wasn't, right? The parents were, or the teacher was like, hey, you should really let Tiger play other sports. He wants to play other sports. And he's like, no, he's playing golf.
Well, he said that we support him in whatever he wants to do.
He said that
but
on
deep
air.
down, he's like, no, he's playing golf.
He said that on air, but the teacher reported that he
Yeah.
said he's got to focus on his golf. And like,
I think it turned out pretty all right.
I think it turned out all right, right? So, but I mean, in the middle of it, Tiger obviously wanted to do other stuff.
Yeah.
But the dad saw, he's like, this is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
You're going to be one of the best ever. And he thought his son was going to be the Messiah. Thought he was going to be like Gandhi. And the show is really good. If you have HBO,
really,
watch
really
it. Like, it's worth the watch.
And it's crazy. I mean, when he's winning, right, we're young. So we're like, it's 1990 or 2000, whatever. We're barely in the 6th grade. So we didn't know how big he was.
And he's
like Michael Jordan in sports.
But immediately, too.
But like it was like dominating. He would dominate players. And it's funny because on the documentary, there's towards the end, and one of the guys says, these guys don't know like how dominating playing on Sunday in the Masters against Tiger Woods. And the guy said like, well, they're gonna effing know now. So be ready. And sure enough, he won 2019 Masters last day. And when he has a chance, I mean, he's pretty unstoppable. And what he did in the early 2000s stuff where he was just unbeatable. And so it's funny. So like Tiger was crazy. He was my favorite golfer. So funny story. So we went to the Dole tournament down in LA somewhere. And
too soon.
And so we were I was like probably 7.
Okay. 6 or 9 in
yeah,
that,
one of those times.
In that range.
And so one of the golfers dropped the ball. I caught one of the balls. He signed it for me, everything. It was Lee Jensen or something like that. And Tiger was at this golf tournament. So I'm like a little kid, with my hat out.
Everyone already knows Tiger.
Everyone's signing my flag. I got Phil Mickelson, Payne Stewart, all these guys to sign my flag. And Tiger, all I wanted was Tiger Woods, right? Well, he just walked right past me. So broke my heart, crying, everything is like now I'm like I'm like, you asshole, like, come on, dude. I'm like a 6-year-old kid, sign my dang flag or my hat. So when I had it, I was like, I don't like this fool. He sucks. Phil Mickelson was there signing everybody's stuff. Boom, 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 boom. And now looking at this video, I'm like, now I understand why he didn't sign many people. Like he was just getting hounded all the time for signatures. But he made up for it, and he was putting on the practice screen, and I had to squeeze in. And he signed my hat and everything. So I have a Nike hat signed by Tiger Woods. And what happened with his personal life, I mean, that sucks, man. But it's crazy the way the world is, man. Like this guy's a public figure, right? And I get it. There's people that just want him to fail. Like there's people that want him to fail, and he did fail. He failed on his wife. He failed on his kids. He failed on everything. But it's like, can you give the guy like some privacy and stuff? Like, and they just keep going ham on him, and like the paparazzi when they're talking, like he's out there, they're just going ham on him.
Yeah,
like
not that you condone the behavior.
It's like, come on, man, let the guy like he's going through something. You don't have to say, hey Tiger, were they good, bro? Were the girls good? It's like, damn, have some class act, and that's why a lot of athletes hate those kind of people. And then you wonder why they hate them, and they say those things, and like his poor wife, like she's going through everything. She has the kids, and their paparazzi are yelling at her like, are you going back to him?
Is that
like,
on the episode?
It's on.
Okay, I haven't seen it
it's
yet.
on the 2nd episode, and that's the whole Mistress one.
Okay.
So if you haven't watched the 2nd episode, it's all
yet.
about the Mistress and this cheating scandal.
So have your lotion ready.
Don't have it ready. And so like so they show it, and the guy, you could tell he's going through something. So they pull him over at a DUI stop, and he's just on like pain medication, hardcore. It's like he's on heroin. It looks like he's like this, trying to tie his shoe, having a hard time. And I feel bad for the guy because I could tell.
You saw it at 18 years old.
Yeah, look how much stress he had up, and you could just tell like he just.
It wasn't you were having a bad day.
No,
you were covering something up for a long time.
Oh yeah, dude, and you got caught. He apologized on TV. He apologized to everybody, but all in all, it's a great documentary, dude. It's crazy how mentally prepared that guy is going into anything and everything, and it just looks like even on episode 1, he's just staring at. Sometimes he's just staring,
zoned out,
and you're just like, is he all right? Like, is he good? But they said. Did you see in episode 1 that they said like he sometimes hypnotized himself?
I haven't got that far yet.
So he
sets that
hypnotizes. He does like some hypnotize himself to get in the zone, and when he plays golf, so that's why when you see him play golf and stuff, and he's just kind of like this, and it's just out there. I mean, it's crazy, dude. It's good. I feel bad for his wife. He did some shitty stuff, and he paid for it. He
Well,
got
I think
precaution,
too,
and it is what it is.
You brought up the point how like some stuff happens, and like it's crazy how like we could look back now, and like as they're doing this documentary, they're talking about how like before Tiger became Tiger, like this guy was still getting kicked off of golf courses because he was black or
Right.
Asian. I mean, I wonder in the world we're living in now, if in 5 to 10 years we look back and we're like, dang, I can't believe we were living in that kind of world. You know what I mean? So, because Tiger Woods ain't that old. Like the fact that people were.
Yeah, he's what, 40, I would think? 40 something.
Yeah, I didn't think Augusta was built on a slave plantation. Like, I mean, all of this stuff was like, it's a really good documentary.
Well, if you go back to like those times where it's built and all stuff, obviously there's gonna
Georgia
be
and all that.
Yeah,
I get it. I'm just saying, like, I'm still just
crazy.
thinking it's crazy, and it's a great documentary. Even if you don't like the sport golf, you're going to come away with something.
Well, everyone knows, if you know golf, you know Tiger Woods, and it's crazy, and everyone knows about his whole cheating scandal because that was like headlines for everybody.
Yeah.
So, and no one could believe it. And it was crazy. His wife is better looking than all of them.
I know. Well,
and what's crazy, so like this is the crazy thing too to me is the Mistress. They were all like, this is how, I shouldn't say this, but this is how crazy this is and how dumb some of these women are, is they're like, he broke my heart. We were in love. And it's like, come on, you cannot be that naive to think like you guys were actually in love. You know what I mean? You're an escort.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's supposed to be the opposite, though, right? Like, usually when the guys are paying for it, they're the ones like, oh, I thought she loved me. It's like, dude, you were paying her.
Yeah,
what are you talking
exactly.
about? If there's cash involved, you're not in love.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. So it just blows my mind. But, I mean, it is what it is. It's a good little 2-part series. It's awesome. You guys can watch it. And I wouldn't watch it with, like, kids around, but I would watch it.
It's a good. Moving on, I asked Eddie this question last week on our emergency podcast. Which teammate would you not want to date your sister? Which teammate would you want to date your sister? So, like, obviously, probably you don't want any of the guys to date your sister. But, like, if you're like, you know what, that's a good guy, I'll let them date.
So, if I had to pick a teammate.
Your class sucks. Like, we were trying to go through some of your guys, and it's like, dang, I don't know who Jan's going to pick for who he doesn't want to date his sister.
Who I don't want to date my sister.
You got some guys in your class.
Yeah, I got a lot of them.
You got some degenerates. I was going to say Mike. But, like, knowing him on a person, like, I mean, there's worse guys on that team than Mike. But
I'm just going to say,
I wouldn't want Mike dating my sister.
If I had to pick somebody, because I know he's kind of nasty, it's probably Daniel Miranda. I wouldn't want him to date my sister.
Okay, and that's on a different level,
That's
right?
on a different level. Yeah, I know that he's crazy
because
like
he was
stuff
our
like that.
center.
I'm like,
there were different times you were under center, and you're like, dude, did you wash today? Like, what the heck is going on?
And he'd be like, probably not. And he's loving it. That's why we love Daniel. But I'd probably say that on, like,
so I think this is an easy choice, but your grade level, your guy, who would you want? Who would you be okay with?
That's easy. Matt Finkel.
Did he play football?
He played a little bit, but it doesn't matter.
Okay.
He was on my team at one point.
But you would allow that?
Yeah, I would allow that.
My pick would have been Jeffrey McDonald for your guys' class.
Okay, yeah, that would be
great guy. Too. Like, you just know, like, he's not going to Mike Smith, Billy Ashley, or one of those guys your sister, like.
Yeah, exactly.
You'd be like, excuse me, Jan.
He's not going to have Mike Smith with girl drama
all the time. 24/7, 365. Yeah, so we already went through mine, but Eddie actually said like he wouldn't let me date his sister. It was jacked up. Out of all the guys we played football with,
who do you say he would?
Jacob Lanier.
I had a feeling that's what he would
Obviously,
say.
Always on that. My pick was I wouldn't let Ryan Rez date my sister.
Okay.
And then my pick for who I would, it was either Andre Dillard or Jake Lanier, and I just picked Andre because I feel like he would have been fun to kick with at the same time. And so yeah, Andre was my pick. Not loving on Jake more than he needs to get loved on. He'll be a good guest to have on one day, though, talking about jiu-jitsu and stuff.
Yeah.
Eddie,
he's supposed to be giving lessons to my son, but it's cool. I mean, we're not family or anything.
Nah, of course not.
He's not like my uncle that's younger than me.
Jeez.
Come on, Jake. We got an Okie family, dude, on the side.
Hey, it'd be like that sometimes. Husband-dad segment. We're already there. We're already done with sports unless there was something that came to your mind. How'd you feel about the James Harden trade?
I don't care. I don't care
Because
about
it's
him.
basketball or because it's James
I just don't care about James Harden.
Okay.
Like, fool, you get paid to play. Just play your thing and shut up.
Kyrie
like,
Irving's
wait
back
till
now.
I don't give a shit either. I don't care. Like, these guys have so many different problems. It's like, gosh, man, life isn't that hard.
Right after talking about how sorry you felt for Tiger.
No, I felt sorry for Tiger because of the people like just ridicule him when he was going through something that was like, obviously he could tell he was hurting.
Yeah.
But like asking to trade and wanting to play for a different team, you signed the contract.
Just finish your contract.
Just finish your contract. Yeah, then go somewhere else.
I get it.
No one forced you to sign a $100 million contract.
Yeah, don't get all fat just because you're happy.
Dude. You look like a freaking grumpy old man.
Look like Kyle Ashley out there. Husband dad segment, we're there now. As a dad, so there was a little Instagram video on the dad Instagram. They did things that bug you the most, and they had a couple videos. It wasn't only dad things, but a couple of the things that stood out to me on that video. So like when people were like when you go to put mustard on your hot dog or something, and that first little juice falls out.
Dude,
that's not
yes.
I'm like,
that is so true. And the ketchup does it too if you don't shake it enough.
Yes, but it's more often with mustard, but ketchup does do it too.
It makes me so mad.
Yes, so angry, such a little thing. And two other little things that bug me are when something's not hung, like when it's hung like slanted.
Oh, that's my wife.
So that bugs me. And then the other thing that bugs me that like shouldn't bug me that bad, but it does, is when the microwave is not cleared. Like it still says time and you took the food out and you never cleared it back to like the clock.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
I feel like you got a little OCD in there.
I don't know what. Yeah,
that's a little
that
OCD. Like the picture
bugs
frame
me.
thing, that, and then that. Well, that's a little OCD
Just saying.
style.
I'm not saying
you're right, dude. The mustard thing does bug me for
Yeah.
sure.
A little one that you don't
There's
realize.
nothing worse than having a wet bun with mustard
It
on
almost makes you want to throw it away.
it.
And just start over.
Does. It
I'm
really
like-
does. It really does.
It's like drowning in the real mustard. I feel like.
I'm not going to say too much things that bug me, really. I would have to say, like, driving. Like, people that just don't know how to drive bug me.
Like as in your wife, or
as just in anybody.
Oh, anybody.
Anyone that just
Not
doesn't know how to
Vanessa.
drive. No.
Vanessa drives.
Vanessa,
great.
yeah, that's
Kevin
another
Harvick.
topic. That's
Okay.
another topic on driving with her. But just, if you're going to turn, use your blinker. So I know you're turning so I can go around you. How hard is it? And then what bugs me even more.
People at stop signs are really bad too.
When people that bug me the most is when they're turning, but they feel like they have to go literally 0.5 miles an hour to turn into a 7 or 12-foot gap to go into your drive thing. It's like, dude, why are you going so slow?
I think I'm that person. So sorry.
It's like, God, get your life together.
Sorry, there.
Clear the
big buddy.
microwave, damn it. How hard is it?
Yeah, clear the microwave.
And
Mina,
then my other
Emmett.
one would probably be just like the why moments. Like
Like when they do
that?
something, you're like, really? You thought it'd be a good idea
Yeah,
to
you
put
thought it'd be-
dirt on the wall?
Yeah.
Why, dude?
Like Al, you remember you seen Dumber and Dumber?
Yeah.
With not that one. It's a Dumb and
Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah,
A
with the other
long
one.
time ago.
And there's like poop all over the toilet.
Oh, there's
I mean, all of
everywhere.
yeah. Like why? Why didn't you just say, hey, I clogged the toilet. Sorry, my bad. Like I would have accepted that.
Is
That was my house. I
Is
would have
this
accepted
Cameron?
that.
Is this Rye or is this
This
Vanessa?
is no
I just
one.
need to know
This is
now.
no one. But I'm just saying, like the why moments. Like
All right.
why? Why do you got to do that? Like
And
why
then,
do you have to push your sister on the ground to make her mad?
And then I hate when they don't answer you and they just look at you blankly and it's just like,
Yeah, I don't know.
it's like, dude, say something. Like I'm losing my mind right now and I'm not hitting you.
Those are probably the why moments are the worst.
Okay. I did find 3 questions for a husband this week to ask. So if you could take Vanessa, and then I'll answer with Mina next. But if you could take Vanessa anywhere on a 1-week vacation, where would you go? What would you do? Expenses are paid for
I don't know.
or not worried about. You want to think about it while I answer it?
Go ahead.
All right. So if I'm going on a week-long vacation and everything is paid for,
Well, it's for both of you guys, right?
it's
not
for
just
both of us, but
Mina.
I'm trying to make Mina. If I make Mina happy, I know I'm gonna have a good vacation.
Uh-huh.
You know what? That was a more accurate one. All right, so we're going to Ireland because that's her dream vacation spot.
Is she Irish?
No, she might be. We did the ancestry DNA thing, but she loves the green rolling hills, kind of like just how beautiful naturally nature looks. But so we're going there for a dream vacation. What do you know? Maroon 5 is there performing, so we're gonna get tickets to
that's
that,
crazy.
and we're gonna go see Maroon 5 perform.
Nice.
We're gonna catch their concert. We're gonna go to a soccer game, so that's gonna be for me. I'm not a big soccer fan, but like to see it in that kind of setting,
They say it's crazy.
it'll be fun.
I know
right?
someone that went to one.
Yeah, I want to hear all the chanting. I want to
Manchester.
hear all that. Well, that's English Premier League, but
yeah.
I'm assuming the same kind of experience. And then we're gonna hike the cliffs of Moher. That's
So you got really depth in this vacation.
well, I mean,
Okay,
we got 5 days. We were there for a week,
Okay.
but that's it. And so I mean, that's gonna be our vacay, and then the rest of the time we'll be in the room.
Yeah,
Holla, holla,
nice.
Hello. Yes.
All right,
Just
so if I had to pick somewhere, Pismo Beach, maybe like at the no, I'm just kidding.
the dunes.
Campsite, Pismo Coast Village campsite. I don't know. There's so many different places that we would like to go, but I'm not a big person that wants to go out of the country, so it's not like a big thing for me to do. And she wants to go like to those places. So I guess if I had to pick somewhere to go, it'd probably be like, to get like I don't know what are those places that I don't know what it's called, but
Japan.
yeah, we'll probably go to like to China or something. Rocket Man, see him for a little bit. Oh no, sorry, no politics, right?
Well, no politics, man. Happy
sorry,
inauguration day, though,
sorry.
or not
And
so
then,
happy, whatever. Float your boat.
So, what's the ones that have the little houses like on the ocean, stuff like that?
Houses.
I don't know where it's at, but Bora Bora maybe somewhere Bora Bora.
Oh, okay,
an
so
ocean,
anything like
scuba
Bahamas,
diving,
kind of anything
yeah,
like that. Okay.
So like we'll go scuba diving, which that'd be super fun, and then kind of just hang out and do what we wanted to do. Probably have our fourth kid and see how it goes.
Fourth kid. Hey, do you want to drop on
Nope.
What better way for the podcast than to reveal what the baby is? Go for it, James.
All right, ready?
Take it away.
Everyone ready?
Here it is.
Tune in on Sunday.
Yeah, right, man. I've been waiting. I feel like a kid on Christmas. Just tell us already. All right, so question number 2. We want the Jan and Vanessa origin story. What got you guys into being 1 instead of 2?
Okay, so
how'd you guys start dating?
All right, so it all started back when
back in my day.
Back in my day when so like my mom, hairdresser, is friends with Vanessa's cousin. So one time I went in to get my haircut, and he was having his I think graduation party or birthday party, I don't know what it was. And he said, "Hey, my cousin, one of my cousins thinks you're cute." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool. Who is it?" And he said, "Oh, Vanessa, she's a cheerleader." And before that, I was like, "Oh,
you guys are at East Highland, BC?"
No, BC. And so I told Cherie, James's wife, I said, "Hey, man, hook it up with Vanessa, put in those words, So she said, "Oh, he's cute, but he's short." And at that point, I'm like, I don't care. Like,
she's
screw
dead
her.
to me.
Like, she's dead to
done.
me. You don't call me that. I'm a grown man. Don't say that to me. And so, anyways, I go there and we dance, we talk and stuff, we hang out. And that's the first time, I really talked to her and everything. And so later on, I get home and I text my buddy Nathan. I'm like, "Hey, dude, Vanessa, she went to Highland. She used to cheer. She's on
Nathan Stevens.
Yeah, on cheer team." So he texted me. He goes, "Oh, yeah, that's my ex-girlfriend." And I'm like, "Oh, dang."
So
and I paused. And so I said, and I was like, "Oh, dang, pause. How am I going to do this?" I was like, and he's like, "Don't worry, dude. It wasn't like that kind of like girlfriend. We were just
cool.
dating."
I thought it was about to be like, "Oh, dang. So what's up with her?"
Yeah,
man?
no. So I said, "Hey, is it cool if I get her number?" He goes, yeah, no worries. I was like, "All right, cool." I was like, "Are you sure?" He goes, yeah. So I called her that day. We talked on the phone for like a couple hours or so. And then since then, I mean, after that, we pretty much got together later on in life. And then
so you guys didn't start dating at that point? You got together later?
Yeah, we got together, I think, shortly after. It was like
okay.
probably a month or so.
Gotcha.
We got together. And then we got married. And two kids later.
I think that is the origin story. That's cool.
It.
So there are actually a lot of moving pieces: hairdresser, mom, hairdresser's cousins, and your mom, and then Aguilar and Cherie, and then Nathan Stevens.
Yeah.
Wow, you guys owe a lot to a lot of people.
Yeah, I guess.
That's cool, man. I like that story. That's a good story.
Thanks.
Mine with Mina, we only have to really think 2 people: the Laniers, Jacob and Rachel. Jacob getting a lot of love on today's pod. So Mina's best friend was Rachel. Obviously, I didn't know that at the time. But I knew Rachel because I'd always go over to Jacob's house because Jacob was one of my best friends. So I head over to Jacob's house, and I see Rachel on the phone in the living room. And, like, I'm a junior in high school at this time. Rachel's a freshman, so I'm just acting like the dumb idiot guy that I am. "Rachel, who are you talking to?" "You better not be talking to no boy." And she's like, "Oh, no, I'm talking to my friend Mina. Leave me alone." And like at this point, I guess Mina's like talking to her about some boy who like broke her heart or whatever.
Wow.
So I'm like, no, you're not. Give me the phone. And Rich is like, dude, leave me alone. Like I'm talking to my. I'm like, nope, I'm not leaving until you. And then finally, Mina's just like, just give him the phone. So I'm like, hey, who is this? And she's like, this is Mina. I'm like, hey, you sound cute. Like, let me get your phone number.
You look like your brother, Billy.
I'm being just an idiot. Like I'm just acting stupid. I don't even know what Mina looks like or anything. And like finally, I'm like, I'm not giving the phone back to Rachel until like. But I finally give the phone back to Rachel, and Mina's like, just give him my phone number so he'll leave us alone. So that happened. Like, I don't even know what this girl looks like. We're just texting for a while.
Uh-huh.
And then finally, one day at East, so this is probably after like a week or 2, 3 weeks where we've been texting for a while. I go into the student store at East High. You know, the student store's always crowded, mad packed. So I'm in there. And
definitely a super spreader if it was still open right now.
Oh, yeah. Definitely closed due to COVID. They took one look in that place. So I'm in there, and I'm like, I mean, Mina gives me so much crap because she says I was pushing through people, but that's not what it was like in the student store. Student store, you saw a bunch of workers. You had to find which one knew you, and you had to get in close enough to get them to take your order. So I'm doing that. I'm kind of getting by people, going to the person I know is going to help me, you know. And so I do that, and Mina's sitting there watching me, just seeing the back of me get my order. And as I turn around and come out, she said, time stopped. So she didn't tell me that at the time, but I later found out from her mom that time stopped. That's how she knew on spot that she was going to marry me.
Dang.
And I know. I just had it like that. But Rachel introduced us, and that's how it all started.
So you guys dated? You guys dated at that time?
No. So yeah, I guess same thing, same question I asked you. But no, we just continued to talk. The more I got to know her, the more I was like, dang, this is a girl like that. One day someone's gonna marry, and they're gonna be really lucky to marry her. Mm-hmm. I'm not ready to marry anyone yet. Yeah. Like I still got messing around, playing around to do. Yeah. So like, we just stayed in connection and always talked, and then like. It just so happened by like around her senior year, Jake was like, hey, I'm going to my sister's senior night volleyball game. Do you want to go? And I'm like, yeah, because I knew Mina played. And so I showed up. And of course, to support Rachel.
Time stopped again, right?
No. So okay. I showed what we'd been talking. We had been like, all of that has still continued on. And then like I went to that game. And then after the game, I talked to her and I'm like, hey, like, actually, yeah, we did. I was like, hey, do you want to go on a date? We went and saw the movie 2012. After 2012,
dang,
I still wanted to hang out with her. So I'm like, hey,
it feels like a long time ago.
Yeah, it was a long time. I was like, hey, what are you doing after this? And she was like, oh, I'm going to karaoke with my friends. I already have it planned. I was like, she's like, do you want to come? I'm like, yes, I would love to. Thank you. So that night I asked her out at karaoke, playing Hangman, and she almost lost. And I'm like, oh my gosh, come on, get the Hangman right. So that was our origin story.
Girl, if you don't get this Hangman right, I take back everything I said.
You got cute friends. All right, so that was our origin story. And yeah, time stopped. So anytime you see Mina, ask her if she
I'm going to. I'm going. The first thing I walk through the door, I'm like, hey, did time stop right now? Because I felt like it did for a second.
Did time stop for you? Because it stopped for me. Question 3 and the last question for our husband pool before we end it with a closing joke. Hopefully you got a joke. You don't?
Yeah, I got one.
Okay, cool. All right, so question 3, and then we'll get to that. What do you do better than Vanessa? And then I'll answer what I do better than Mina. So it could be anything.
What do I do better than Vanessa?
What is something you do better than Vanessa?
I drive better than Vanessa.
Easy?
That's an easy one.
Anyone would think that. Getting in the car with you versus getting in the car with Vanessa.
Yeah, easily.
Does she know that?
She knows now.
She does now. Driving's a good one. Do you do all the long driving trips?
Yeah, so I do I drive everywhere. Like she doesn't drive when I'm home and with her, I drive. And
not because like you're forcing it. Like Mina's the same way.
No,
I'll drive and like sometimes I'll go to the passenger seat and not say anything. And Mina's like, dude, you're driving. And I'm like, nope, not today. And she gets pissed.
Yeah, there's times where I'm like, man, I'm tired of driving, so she'll drive. But other than that, I mean, I think I'm better than her at making like the go decisions. Like, this is what we're gonna do. Let's do it.
Like, what's for dinner tonight? What's Burger King?
Like, and like when something happens, like someone says like, so it's funny. So funny story. So we're like looking for her Jeep, right? We went to Jeep and all this stuff. And Vanessa's really like, if someone asks her a question she doesn't really understand, she kind of just like stares at you real quick. And I'm like
processing while
and I'm like, Vanessa, are you gonna answer the guy? So I was like, you just got to go in there. You got to do these things, right? Like don't take these sales guys. Just tell what you want. That's how you want to do it. So it's kind of off thing, but it was a funny story. So we went to go buy a Jeep, and we're at the Jeep place, and the guy comes in. I'm like, hey man, we want a Jeep, but this is our price range. This is what we want. So how are we going to do it? So she gets out. She goes, this is what I want. Basically repeat everything I said to the guy. And she's like, well, let's make a deal. The guy's, all right, that sounds good. She goes, well, let's make a deal. And I look at her. I'm like, I was like, he just said that. He said, let's do it. Like, and she goes, well, let's make a deal again. And I'm like, so, and she was like ready to go do it. And I was like, hold on. I was like, we're going to talk about it. We're going to drive around for a little bit, and then we'll let you know. So I got in the car and I told him, like, hey, you told the guy like 3 times, and the guy was ready to do it. Like, he said okay after the first time. And we started busting up laughing. But it was funny because she's like, sometimes she gets in those modes where she just doesn't like, I don't think comprehends like what that guy's saying or someone's saying.
She's locked in.
Yeah, she's locked in, like, hypnotized into making the deal.
So we found out you're a better negotiator probably than
yes.
It's like, deal. It's like, wait, no, we maybe still whip. No, deal.
Yeah,
all right,
exactly.
Let's make it happen. All right, I'm a better discipliner than Mina. And
well, that's a given.
I mean, and therefore I'm pretty much better at keeping Emmett and Halia from having like a whole meltdown. Maybe Halia's tough because if Halia wants mom, she still wants mom. Mm-hmm. But when Halia wants to climb on something, like it just like Mina the other day. Oh, we had this conversation yesterday. Mina's like, Halia, stop. I'm like, Mina, you have to at least put something in your voice. Like, I'm not saying go hit her, but be like, hey, Halia, no. Like be authoritative.
What that just reminded me of? Sorry, I'm cutting you off. No, but it reminded me of like the Kevin Hart. Have you ever seen Kevin Hart?
No.
Yeah. Hey, no.
Put that in.
No.
All right, but it's true. You got to have that authoritative voice. You can't just say like, hey, no, stop it. And like, she said something to Halia. I'm like, Mina, you got to actually like say it with your chest. Say it with your chest.
Yeah.
And she did. And then it was like, Halia, listen. And I'm like, there you go, man. Like, we used to have a dog, and it was the same way. Like, she's like, I don't know why this dog Rockwell never listens to me. And always, I'm like, Mina.
Well, when you say,
please get down from there, Rockwell. Like, why are you not understanding my voice?
Please don't do this.
So I'm way better at discipline. I agree with the driving thing too. Like, although she's been giving me crap for my driving lately.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm losing it. I need to take some Kevin Harvick pointers. Kevin, if you're watching, come on the show, man.
Hit it up.
Teach us about our 1s and 2s, all right? Driving basic for dummies. That's it.
Oh, quick segment real quick. This is just on the floor.
Yeah, off the top.
Kansas City Chiefs, Junior Pee Wee. We lost this week.
I forgot to put it in.
And we lost 14-20, but the kids played good. Everyone got to touch the ball more than once. But we'll be back on next Wednesday.
Cameron had some catches.
Yeah, Cameron had a couple catches, throws.
Emmett got a 2-point conversion.
Touchdown. And they're getting better. I will say our team is looking a lot better. And the thing about our team compared to the team we played, they gave it to 2 guys.
That's true.
And we gave it to everybody. Everybody got the chance to play. Everybody got the ball. Maybe they didn't get the ball as much as they wanted, but they got the ball to where they did something.
And what I'll say about that Rams team, I think they mixed it up well too, but when it was like that 2nd or 3rd down, now they were going to their guys.
Yeah, exactly.
And ours on 3rd down, sometimes you'd be given to someone. It's just like, oh, they're not going to.
Well, we were down going into the last drive,
mm-hmm.
and I didn't give it to my best player.
Yeah,
or I guess you could say "quote quote" best player.
No, he's our best player.
Yeah, and so
that boy had some moves.
Oh yeah,
out there.
And so I didn't give it to him at all, which I could have gave it to him every time.
And we're not dropping names there because we don't want other kids.
Exactly,
to
and so. But all in all, I feel like we're getting better, and that's all that matters to me. As long as our team's getting better and they're doing things. And that Rams play, man, I feel like that shouldn't be allowed.
That's a quarterback run.
Yeah, that's a quarterback run. You can't just run all the way to the sideline.
That's why we didn't. That's why we didn't pull the flag because we were still going after the. That was a quarterback run. It
confused the kids. I give them that. They did a good play call, but this is football. That never happens in football because guess what? That quarterback's getting blown up.
So think of it like a halfback stretch. That the quarterback didn't hand the ball off until he got all the way to the sideline.
Yeah. And to me, I thought it shouldn't be allowed, but
because quarterbacks aren't allowed to run.
Exactly.
You know what we need to work on as a Chiefs team, as just a parent who's watching? When the ball snapped, we're going. Yeah. Because we were too and I was telling Emmett the whole time too. Emmett would just stand there until someone came at him.
Right.
But like the Rams, where they did good on defense, is right when the ball was snapped.
They were there.
That back guy was already flying down.
See,
like everyone was coming up.
And that's why I was going to tell the other coach, I was going to say, hey, man, tell the back guy, if they try to do that again, you straight run to the quarterback. Because if you can cut him off while he's going, you cut that whole play out. Because the back guy is the only one that can blitz in.
Oh, the back guy.
Yeah, he's the only one that can go in. And everyone else has to wait till the ball is handed off to another player to tell they can go into that point.
Okay. See, I didn't know that. See?
See? I mean, like I said, it's our first game. We'll come back. I feel like we're getting better. That's all that matters to me. And everybody touches the ball, so it's all good.
I realize they're not worried about any of the protocols they have set up.
No, they don't. So, yeah.
The team next to us, the Bears, there were some older kids. Not one player was wearing a mask. Yeah, so at this point,
I mean, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
So I'm going to tell some parents that they can come and they can sit wherever they want.
Yeah,
but just have the mask. Like
I'm going to group my people out.
I'm going to tell them like, hey, my group of parents, you guys want to invite your family, but please, they need to have their mask on. If they don't have their mask on and I see it, I'm going to ask you guys next time, like, hey, I'm not going to be the team that's going to be the one that's get in trouble.
That's going to ruin it.
So everyone just needs to fall in line. And I don't understand what the big freaking deal is to wear your mask for 45 minutes.
Yeah, Karen, put your mask on.
Yeah,
just get over it.
Dang. I saw something too on.
If the kids could play with it, you could. Wear
I mean, we wear a mask. I wear a mask everywhere I go. If I have to wear one
for the next episode,
I don't like it.
I will wear a mask the entire episode.
I wear that K995 mask on at one practice suit. It jacked up my throat, but it is what it is.
It's not
We're
ideal.
Grown-ups.
It's not ideal, but protect your fellow citizen who it might be a big deal for them.
Right, right.
All right, I'm ready for a joke, Jan.
All right, so my joke is, how did the chicken get across the road? Why did the chicken go across the road?
Why or how?
Why?
Why did the chicken cross the road? Because Skidmore was on the same side as the chicken? No. I don't know.
That could be why.
That's probably one of the versions.
Because he wanted to get to the other side, duh. Come on, dude. That's all I got. Sorry, guys.
You were like, no, I'm good. I was like, okay, I don't have to do it. Son of a gun, Jan. You know what? That's fine.
All right, I got a joke. Does Levi have a perm? Yes or no?
I'm gonna say no.
I think he does.
He
That's
says
my joke of the day. Levi has a perm, and I don't. He's gonna say it one of these days.
The joke would be him having the perm.
Yes, that's my joke.
Levi, don't listen to him, man.
Oh wait, he uses product.
You know what? You might have a perm since we haven't heard a comment from you in months.
I think he does too.
So I think he does have a perm. I'll change my answer shortly if he
says like I don't. Then it's like okay, you don't.
Thanks for commenting. It's like he said he didn't. Thanks for commenting.
Right.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for episode 9 of the Average Dudes podcast. We're so happy when you guys tune in and are a part of it. Always trying to find ways to include you guys and make it as fun as possible. Open to any of these ideas. Drop the comments on YouTube. Drop it on our Instagram. Let us know how you would like to be on the show. If you would like to be on the show, we're open to it. Yeah?
Sounds good.
We're Average Dudes!